Hi there everyone, and welcome to this week's live stream, week 45. So we will be continuing with GuitarQuest 3, a Guitar Odyssey, pushing on with a few ideas that we talked about last week, and just generally building on everything that we've been covering for the last, 45 weeks of lessons. So, right, we will get started in just a second. So just a quick reminder, if you're on a computer or whatever device you happen to be on, if you could turn your, sorry, just seen a message came up, sorry. I'll start again. If you're, whatever device you're on, if you could turn off any notifications, so emails, social media things, that sort of thing, and then it just gives us our undivided half an hour's guitar attention time, which is always good. If there's any children watching, then I would suggest have an adult in the room just to help explain a few bits and pieces if needed. And that's pretty much it. If you've got any questions as we go along, please do fire away. I will answer as we go, or possibly save it until the end, depending on what comes up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're going to start with tuning. So we're going to start with our bottom E string. So you just want to make sure that your bottom E string sounds the same as this. And then the fifth string. And then the fourth string for our D. And then we've got a G, which is the third string. And then our second string, which is B. Just change my angle a little bit as well. And then finally our top E string. Okay, so hopefully your guitar's in tune. As I mentioned before, it's always worth just sort of tuning up beforehand anyway, if you can. I should mention as well, I am playing a different guitar today, and this is actually a steel strum guitar. So having said last week that I don't play steel strums that often, this is what we've got today. Primarily just because I retuned my nylon strum guitar today, and it takes a while if you've ever restrung a nylon guitar, well, steel strings to a lesser extent, but it just takes a while for the strings to settle down. So although I could play it, it would probably go out of tune halfway through and it just wouldn't sound great. So hence being on the steel strum guitar today. I'm just adjusting my position a little bit, so hopefully it's nice and clear. Okay, so we are going to start with exercise 12 from GuitarQuest 3, which is on page 8. Called Tuscany. So we covered this exercise a couple of weeks ago, and it's really practiced mainly on pull-offs, which is the new technique. So just as a quick recap, so for example in bar 1 we've got a pull-off from F to E. So what we do is we play the F and we just sort of lift the finger off, or maybe ever so slightly flick down, so it's almost like you're plucking the string with that finger. And that will maintain the energy in the string, which will make the note sound, hopefully. So, provided you've done it right, the note should definitely sound. If you haven't, if something's not quite working, trying to think what that could be, like maybe if you just lift off, but a bit slowly, you might deaden the string on the way off it. So, I can't think of any other reason why it wouldn't. Wouldn't work actually. So right, I've just seen a message that's come through. Can we do the tuning again please? So that's cool, I'll just do it again quickly here for you. So you've got the bottom E string, and then our A string, and then our D string, G, and then a B, and then finally our top E. So yeah, hopefully that's helped. Right, so let's go on to number 12 then. So, as I said, pull-offs, they're the things to watch out for. We've got the repeat at the end of bar 8, so we'll be doing that as well. As I said, if you've got any questions, then please do ask as we go through. But otherwise, we'll just give it a go and see how we get on. So, good luck, everybody. After 4, there's no sharps or flats or anything to be worrying about either. So, just sort of all the easy notes, shall we say. So, okay, here we go. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Second line. Third line. Back to the beginning. The second line again. Third line, I should have said. The final bar, 2, and then the hammer on to the first fret for the C. Okay, good. So one other thing I just wanted to mention as well, I talked about it the last couple of weeks about doing hammer-ons on nylon strung guitars and how they can be quite challenging. And as it turns out, I'm on the steel strung today, so just as a quick demonstration, I would say that comes through just a little bit better than on a nylon strung guitar. Well, not better, maybe that's not quite the right word, but it's maybe you have to put slightly less effort in to be able to do it. So right, okay, I've just seen the message come through. My string's broken. Oh dear. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be playing nearly all the strings today, probably. However, you could try and get by and just avoid the one that's broken, obviously. That's, yeah, a bit of a challenge. Or if you happen to have a spare guitar, you could always try that. But failing that, the lesson will be available on my YouTube channel, so you can watch it back as and when you can get it repaired. So, yeah, good luck with that. If you need any advice on string repairs and videos for that sort of thing, I can send something over as well. So, okay, so one of the other exercises we talked about the other week was this chromatic exercise. So we're just going to have a quick play through that. So remembering what we're going to do is frets 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we move up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we move up, and so on. So we work up to the 12th fret. When the picky hits the 12th fret, we're just going to start coming straight back down. So just a quick demonstration as we get to that bit, and straight back down. So the other week we put a little gap in there, or a little delay. Today we're going to just try and run straight through it. So let's see how we go. Just up and down the first string. Good luck, everybody. After 4. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. Starts on beat 2. So I should say. So 3, 4, 1, and then we go. Okay. So 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Last one, straight back down. And then we finish with the open E string. So, give yourself a pat on the back if that went well. I did have a request on how you can extend that a little bit. So we're going to talk about that today, or right now in fact. And this only uses the first 2 strings. So yeah, that should be all right to play along with it, hopefully. So what we do is, imagine you've played like we've just played, and the second phase of it is we do, first bit is the same, but then rather than just moving up 1 fret, we also move across a string. So we go on string 1, frets 1, 2, 3, 4, then on string 2, we go frets 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we move back to the first string as we move up to the 3rd fret. And then the 2nd string on the 4th fret, so we're zigzagging. So our starting note kind of goes from there to there to there. So sort of always moving up a fret and across a string. So I hope that makes sense. I'll demonstrate it. I'll count this in anyway, and if you want to try and play along, then you are very welcome to, and good luck if you do. But we'll do it nice and slow, and then obviously you can watch it back and practice it and so on over the week. So, okay, here we go. So again, starting on beat 2. Okay, so 3, 4, 1. The 2nd string. Back to the 1st string. 2nd string. 1st string. 2nd string. 1st string again. 2nd string, and then finally the 1st string. Okay, and then on the way back down it's exactly the same but in reverse. So we would do all the notes starting on the 1st string. I'll do this again slower in a second. Then we come down, so do that again, starting at the 12th fret on the 1st string. Then the 2nd string we're at the 11th fret. 1st string again 10th fret. 2nd string 9th fret. 1st string 8th fret, 2nd string 7th fret, and so on. It's a lot easier I'd say it's a lot more difficult trying to explain it out like I was just doing then, rather than just playing it. If you like, once you've got the pattern in your head, where you have to move your hand becomes quite straightforward, I think. Although the technique may still prove quite challenging, but we will see. Let me know how you get on. So we're going to start at the 12th fret with the pinky finger, and we're going to work our way back down. Okay, so nice and slow. We're going to start on beat 1 this time. Okay, so after 4, so 3, 4, and the 2nd string, 1st string, 2nd string, 1st string, 2nd string, 1st string again, 2nd string, and 1st string, and we've ended up back at the start, and we can finish on our open E. So, hopefully that makes sense. If you do it correctly, you should end up 1st string 12th fret for your highest note, and you should end up just finishing frets 4, 3, 2, 1 on the 1st string. If you work your way up and down and you don't, don't move a fret when you should do, and that kind of thing, you might end up not in quite the right place. Which is, that's something to work on, obviously. But the key thing really that we're working on is the technique. So as long as you're working on the technique, even if you end up a little bit out somewhere along the lines, it's not the end of the world. It's just something to work on. So the key things to take away from this would be, it's always a different finger. So fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, always 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And on your right hand, we're always alternating the index and the middle fingers. So what you don't really want to do is just index finger the whole time, because you could do it and you would get some benefit from it, but you're not getting the maximum benefit from it. So that's something, I'll leave that with you. Let me know how you get on, obviously. Good to hear. So cool. Okay, so we are now going to go on to exercise 13. So this is one, I think we started this 2 weeks ago, but we mainly covered it last week, if I remember rightly. So exercise 13 is quite long. It's on page 9 of GuitarQuest 3. We've got all our Fs are played sharp. There's that little trick in the first bar that you have to watch out for. So if I just demonstrate, so as we play the G to the A, normal, B to D is normal, and then we're going to use the pinky finger to get the G on the first string 3rd fret, so that we don't get, to exaggerate it, a little break in the sound. So that's why we're going to use the pinky finger for the G. So let's give it a go. Feel free to add the dynamics in if you want. It's entirely up to you. As I'd always say, focus on the notes and the timing primarily. Dynamics can come later. So we play the first 4 lines, we go back to the beginning, then we do the first 2 lines again, then we're going to jump to our second bar section, which is on line 5, and then we just play through to the end. So, good luck everybody. After 4, let's take it away, okay? So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, 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 3rd line, F sharp, the F sharp again, reach up to the A at the 5th fret, back to the beginning, rest, 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 so line 5, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, rest, penultimate line, rest, 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 and then the final G just to finish off with there. Okay, good. So there's lots of hand-ons and pull-offs in that one, so it's really good practice for that. Let me know how you get on, especially if you're finding the hand-ons or pull-offs tricky. We can always talk about them a little bit more, whether that's today or next week or whatever, it doesn't matter. You know, I'm here to try and give you as much information as I can so that you can take music away and interpret it yourself and be able to play it. You know, that's our longer term goal really. So, so yeah, let's move on then. So we're going to turn the page and go on to number 14. Canadian Vista, which we started last week, covered last week. So we're just going to go straight into it. We'll include the repeat as well. This is on page 10. We're in the 2nd position. All our Fs and Cs are played sharp. So primarily the main F sharp we're talking about is the 1st string 2nd fret. And then the main C sharp we're talking about is the C sharp on the 2nd string 2nd fret. There is an F sharp down here on the 4th string 4th fret, so that's one to watch out for, but there's no other C sharps. So those 3 are the ones to keep an eye out for. I just wanted to bring your attention to bar 6 as well. Now I didn't add anything in the music to discuss the best way of playing this, and I didn't talk about it last week, but I thought it might be worth just bringing it to your attention so you can think about the best way to play it. So from bar 5, you've got this part of the tune. Then on the next bit, A, B, A, E. So how do we play bar 6 and get it as smooth as possible? So if you're starting on the A here, and then you go to the B, if you come back to the A, how do we get to that E without having that little gap in the tune as we move our finger across? You know, and this is a very small detail. It's not gonna like make or break the song itself. But if you really wanted to, what you'd probably do, maybe switch to the second finger for that second A in the bar, and then your first finger can drop onto the 4th string, 2nd fret, which just gives you that little bit more continuity. So that's something you could think about. You could bring the middle finger over, but that always feels a little bit sort of cumbersome to me, so I would never recommend that. I'd always try and do it that way. I say never recommend it, I wouldn't for this. There are times where that sort of action might be required in a particular piece of music, but primarily we try not to do that. We try and keep everything sort of looking like that rather than sort of like that, if that makes any sense. So yeah, so bar 6 then, just to recap, you could start with your first finger on the A, play the B, switch to the second finger, and then get your first finger onto the E again. And then when you come into the next bar, you can sort of do the same but in reverse, and then continue on. Whether I will do that when we play through it now or not, if I remember to, I'm not sure. I will try to, but I haven't written it down to do that, so I might well forget. But let's have a go, let's see what happens. Let me know if you try it and how you get on. So yeah, other than that, it's just play through to the penultimate bar, we do the repeat, and then we go again. So let's take it away. So after 4, starting on that F sharp, remember when we're in the 2nd position, our first finger is going to line up at the 2nd fret, that's what that means. So we've got frets 2, 3, 4 and 5, that's sort of where our fingers are going to be landing. So let's have a go. Okay, here we go. So 3, 4, 2, 2, 2, and then the second line. 2, and then the last line. 2. Back to the beginning. 2, 2. Onto the second line. 2. Last line. 2. Off on the A. Okay, cool. So hopefully that went well. So it's one we talked about last week. Obviously, I gave the extra suggestion on the fingering on the second line. There are slightly different combinations you can do with that. So feel free to explore it and come up with what feels right to you. And if you've got any questions about it or whatever, please do ask away. But otherwise, what we're going to do is go on to the second note, or second position note recap at the bottom of the page. So this is really just talking through all the notes between, all the notes when we've got 2 sharps in the 2nd position, starting on the 6th string at the 2nd fret and working our way up to the A 1st string at the 5th fret. Okay, so I'll just demonstrate. So we're starting on the F sharp, then we've got a G, then we've got an open A, and B, C sharp, which is going to be at the 4th fret, open D, E, F sharp, which is 4th string 4th fret, open G, A, open B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, nearly played the G sharp there, didn't want to do that, and up to the A at the 5th fret. Okay, so really it's just kind of, these are notes that hopefully, although we haven't necessarily played them that much, you can sort of make sense of. So for example, we played the F before, first 6th string, 1st fret. When we've got an F sharp, we know the sharp just brings it 1 fret higher. So when we see the note in the 2nd position and it's saying it's an F sharp, hopefully having played enough now, you can sort of interpret that and go, okay, well that must be at the 2nd fret, and so on. And then I think most of the other notes then we've covered. Obviously we've kept the open strings as well, just to make it a bit easier. So let's give it a go, see if you can play along. We're not going to do it backwards or anything, we're just going to work from the start to the finish and see how we go. So, starting on that F sharp after 4, okay, so 3, 4, F sharp, G, open A, B, C sharp, 4th fret, D, E, F sharp, open G, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, and then finally up to the A. So that is, you could argue that's a type of scale, I suppose. It's not a very common one, but it does kind of enclose the D major scale in the middle of it. So we will be talking about that shortly, probably not today, but I think I'll cover it on the next page in the book. So, okay, so that's that. And what I'd like to do is just move on to number 15. So we've got something like a new tune to have a go at. So on page 11, we have Blue Waltz, number 15. Now I'm just going to bring that music up onto the screen because there is an idea in here that we need to just discuss quickly, and that is this thing here, the Coda, so DCL Coda. So in terms of how to play the piece, we work our way from the beginning all the way through down to here. DC, that's telling us to go back to the beginning, and then we continue until we see the instruction Coda. In this case it says da Coda, or go to Coda, and the Coda is this symbol here, and that tells us that we jump. So once we've got to here, we go back to the beginning and play to this point, and then we jump down into the Coda section, which is this bit here. And in this case it's only 2 bars long. In another piece of music it could be any number of bars you want it to be, really. So yeah, it often in books like this and exercises and things like that, it's the codas are quite short, but in a real piece of music it could be much longer than that. Yeah, so number 15 then, we've got our 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. So we're going to play this one in the 2nd position, and we're going to add in the bass note. So our thumb is going to play the bass note, while with our fingers we're going to play the melody, which is the sort of the higher notes, and yeah, obviously just watching out for that coda at the end. But I'll also try and talk my way through it so that you hopefully can make sense of it. So starting on the F sharp, I'll play it. Feel free to play along as well if you can. So after 3, okay, so 1, 2, 3, so F sharp, up to the A, back to the D and the F sharp, A and E there, 2nd line, two E's, 2, 3, 3rd line, sharp and A here, last line, and our instruction to go back to the beginning. I'm going to play to the word Coda, so keep going, 2, 3, jump to the Coda, and that's where we finish. Okay, good stuff. I think I missed one of the bass notes while I was talking there, so apologies about that. But let's bring the music up on the screen. I'll press play on the backing track so you can hear how it should sound in its entirety. So yeah, hope you enjoy it. Okay, so that was exercise 15, Blue Waltz. I hope you enjoy it. There's a reasonable amount of content in there. So we've got all our Fs and Cs are played sharp. We have fingers and thumb going on. So you know, the melody and the bass line. We want to play it all in the second position. I haven't written that in the book actually, in this current version anyway. So so yeah, try and make sure you stay in the second position. We've got the coda as well to think about. You know, codas are fairly straightforward. You just need to get your head around what they're actually telling you to do, but it's just a sort of direction kind of thing. There's dynamics and things in there, but as I always say, like add those in when you feel ready for it. So. Yeah, so I think that's probably going to be a good place for us to finish up for today. So do let me know how you found today's lesson. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, please ask away. We've got the chat function available. I'll hang on for a few minutes afterwards in case there are any questions. If you feel confident and you're enjoying playing the tunes, if you want to film yourself and tag me in them and pop them on YouTube or something like that, then that would be great to see how you're getting on. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it until next week. So I'll be back again next Thursday, which is the 3rd of April. So in the meantime, happy practicing, have a great weekend and enjoy the whole week until next Thursday. And I will see you all soon. Okay, take care then everybody. Bye bye.